Hello and welcome to another episode of Rallying the Forge. I am Solymr, and we have a short video for you today. Not a ton to go over, but we do have some important things you might want to know or hear about. We are going to talk about events going on. Of course, the SFCS. We also have some mini events that have been happening. We'll talk on those, give some information on when that stuff's going to be, and then we're going to talk about the SFCS in large. That's been a great success, in my opinion. It's been really good experience. And then we will touch on kind of a neat little bounty thing that's going on in relation to the SFCS that you can participate in if you so choose. We'll touch on those details, but first let's jump into events. So there's not really much, by the way, in client updated wise. We haven't had a patch in like 3 weeks. Hopefully we'll get a patch this week or at latest next week for some updates, maybe just some bug fixes if something minimal. I've been playing on the mobile client, and I'm hopeful that they're going to have a patch out before the holidays. That way we can test over the holidays, maybe one last pass through before they open it up to more people. Or maybe the next one's going to be open to more people. I don't know. I'm hopeful, though, that we get one more patch, fix the little bugs that we found. It's been really good so far, I will say. But nothing else on the client otherwise. And not much in the Discord either, so we won't be touching on Discord either. But they are posting certain things in Discord, of course. The first thing we're going to talk about, though, is they are doing weekly event updates. And they're going to post the events for the week. You can see the previous one. Here's this week's. And so Lucas has been posting the dates and names of the events, and we showed you in a previous video how to find all the SFCS events. We'll go over that again. We'll have links for things again. And then there's been some what I'm calling mini events. So ML Vanby for the past couple weeks has been running mini events in the form of just using the direct challenge feature in the client with some sort of code, and over the course of an hour people play matches against each other with whatever format he chose. He's been doing like 2 a week, I feel like, this whole month. Maybe it's only been a couple weeks, but nonetheless, I decided to jump in on that as well. And this week he was going to do a mage themed one, so I decided I would do I liked the random deck one because there is an achievement in Steam for that. So I did a random deck one, and then I did 2 others because the mage one doesn't necessarily pique my interest, but I'll see if I have anything that fits to play it. But going to do the legendary drops, so either a dino or scientist deck from the legendary drop sets. Pair whatever you like up with that and participate in that. And then we have on Saturday evening, I've got, calling it Sweat Lords Unleashed. That's meant to be bring your most toxic deck you can. Bring that platinum deck out of retirement, Peter, and come crush some souls. Bring your best deck and play those decks you don't get to play a whole lot of, that people would not want to play against you in the queue, because you'll get criticized if you do bring decks like that to the queue. So that's meant for that, for people who want to get some of that in. I did time mine to make sure they're after qualifiers are over, even if they ran a little bit late. So I did try to take that in consideration. Friday and Saturday nights, and then Monday nights. They're all supposed to go for an hour. It looks like Friday's shows for an hour and a half. It's just an hour, 8 to 9 p.m. So, and then, of course, ML Vanby's Mage one is later that night at 10 p.m., and he's got one Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. So we've got a lot of different little mini events. If you have some different types of decks you want to play with, feel free to jump into these queues. I will show that in Discord, actually. Let me switch over to Discord. In Discord, in the online leagues thread under the SSF community, we have threads created for these events where you can go in and basically you participate. You take a snapshot of your screen participating, post it in the channel, and you'll get a deck code at the end of it. That's the gist of it. Forge Guardians are given deck codes to give out for events and things of this nature, so that's what we are doing, is we're finding ways to give out the codes. So if you participate, you get a deck code just for participating, and hopefully you have some fun while doing it. They're meant to be short and quick, so it's not meant to tie people up for long durations. And you never know who you're going to play because it's random who you're going to get paired against. So they have this here, and this week Lucas added a form that you can fill out, and you can add your picture, and you'll be entered in for raffle for what did he say it was? To win 280 embers. So that's what is that valued at technically here? So 280 is a $20 ember pack essentially. So that's quite awesome. Each event you join, you can submit one screenshot, so multiple events for multiple chances to win. Awesome. So we'll see how that works out for everybody. And then what else do we got? So these are the SFCS events obviously going on, which you can also, he's got a link here to the Google Calendar, which I've pulled up. We can see today's events are over. And then we have an event tomorrow. You have Wednesday game night, of course, every Wednesday for the most part. We have a qualifier Thursday, 2 of them Friday, and another one Saturday. And then right now, the last one is next Monday. Of course, then we get into Christmas. So that time frame can get sketchy as far as who's going to be able to do what. I am running that Friday night another Legendary Drop mini event. I'll still be in town. I leave town after that. And then, of course, the 30th is the SFCS 3 Finals. And that's at noon. Show up. You'll get a booster code. You'll make a sealed deck from it. There are requirements, taking pictures and things like that, but that is on the 30th. Maybe we'll cover that next week in a video, just so everyone has the details on exactly how that works for people who don't know. And at this point in time, most of the people participating in the events have probably qualified. If you haven't participated yet and you want to participate in the finals and have a chance to win some SFG, deck codes, play mats, other cosmetics, then sign up for one of these SFCS qualifiers, play, and if you top 3, you can get qualified for the finals. Also, with that, if people in the top 3 are already qualified, it goes to the next person down. So like I said, most people are qualified, so even if you do really poorly, you have a chance to be qualified. And it's still a lot of fun. You're playing a lot of new people, a lot of new decks you don't see all the time. So it's been a really, really good experience. And I can't stress how positive this has been for the game, in my opinion. A lot of new players, yes, out of the, we'll say 100 people that participate in the qualifiers, we're not getting half of them sticking around playing the game every day, but I would bet we've gotten 10 to 15 out of the 100. So as this thing grows more and more, hopefully we'll get more and more players. Yes, there are all sorts of levels of players, and some players play really hard, and some players just play for fun, and that's okay. So you get a mix of everything with these, and it's a lot of fun. You don't know who you're going to get paired against, of course. You'll start learning the names of people who are good players in them, or who has the good deck, or always plays the same deck type of thing. So it's created a little bit of banter in the Discords when playing, but it's been a really, really good time, and it's been really positive. In my opinion. So I can't stress it enough. I really encourage everyone to give it a shot. Find a time that works for you. I do know on the 18th, the Old school one is going to be starter decks. They only do starter decks. That is the only one left doing starter decks. So if you're nervous, if you're a new player, don't have a lot of decks, don't know how to make decks yet maybe, but you have starter decks, join that one and play starter decks against other people. Everyone's playing starter decks. It's all in the same playing field. If you are a more experienced player or have a deck you want to play that's not starter, join one of the other ones. They've all been open to anything so far. Yes, the point system is wonky, and Matt from 100X has been trying to come up with a new scoring format. We tested it last week, I think, in one of the events. He was seeking feedback from players who participated in that, and we'll see how that goes forward, if that's something that he continues with or if he modifies it more. But we'll figure that out as that becomes more official when he makes more announcements regarding that. So I'll show you the calendar. You can see on here on the challenge page, which is easy to sign up for. You can link it to your Discord. These are all the events going on. So we had, like I said, tomorrow's, Thursdays, Friday has 2, Saturday, and then Monday's the last one listed. So I don't know if that'll be the last one or not before the finals. We'll see if any more pop up. There could be more, but we'll see how that goes. We don't know what holiday schedules everyone has for everything. So sign up and participate. It's been a lot of fun. And then the other thing that I wanted to cover, this is kind of the whole reason for the video, really, is, and I did not know this until just last week. So this has been kind of a not publicized thing, and it should have been, and they want it to be, but they didn't realize it wasn't being put out in the manner they thought, I guess. So they have what they call the SFCS Golden Card Bounties, and there's a link here. I'll have this in my video description so you can find it. But basically they have bounties on 5 cards that they chose. They're all legendary. Pretty sure they're all legendaries. Yeah, they're all legendary. And what it is if you pull one of these decks for this version only, from the time the SFCS event started through the current date, if you've pulled one of these in a deck, you can mint the deck at your own cost and then post it on Magic Eden for a price, and they will come through and buy it up from you basically for the bounty price. So for example, and this sheet is not updated yet. I will say it's not updated yet. It should be. So Blotley is maxed out. He's done. And then Ira might have 1 left on her. Raycor has 3 left. Verdantis has 3 left. And the Omni is gone. The Omni was gone when I found out about it. This is what I saw when I found out about it. It tells you how it works here. So the first player to mint each card and post it on Magic Eden, the first of each of the cards, you'll get $100. So you can post it for $100. It's in Solana, so you have to figure out what that rate is. The second is $90, third $80, fourth $70, fifth $60. So that's a total of $400 per legendary, 5 times each. That's $2,000 per season. When they say season, it's all the cards listed here. When these are all claimed, they'll do another season. They'll have 5 new cards, and it'll be from that date forward. So you can't go and be like, oh, well, back in June, I bought this deck, and I want to mint it and sell it. It's only from during this time frame. The idea is that because you get deck codes in the qualifiers and from the finals, is you're pulling these cards from the deck codes that you're getting, and if you pull one, you can turn around and sell it for a high value if you want. If you don't want to, you can keep your deck. I had, because I pulled a bunch of Beakers and Bones, I had a bunch of Iras and Blotleys I could offload. So I did that. Raycor, I only had 1 Raycor that I could offload, so I did that. Omnis were gone. I don't know if I've pulled I've pulled physical Omnis. I don't know if that counts. I guess I could mint those. I had physical Omnis, and then Verdantis. I don't have any Verdantis that I pulled. I only have a couple Verdantis, period. So that one's hard to come by for me. But the others, they've been need to update the sheet. They're aware of it. So hopefully by the time you see this and you look at it, it's updated. But like I said, Blotley is done. Raycor only has 2 that I know of. Verdantis still has 2. Omni's done. And Ira might have only 1 left. Maybe. I say maybe. So if you're unsure, you can ask in the Discord. I would look to message 100x Caesar or 100x Matthew Walker. They're both kind of heading this up. As far as I know, they're the people I've been in touch with as far as claiming these bounties. So I don't mean to put them on blast, but you can tag them and ask them or DM them if you have them in your DMs, and they'll tell you what you can do it for before you mint it. Because I think it's like $10 to mint a deck right now is what I was paying based on the SFG and the Solana cost, which I think it's 5 and 5 of each. So there is that cost involved in there. So you receive the amount, but you pay the minting cost out of your own pocket. So you will need some SFG to do that, obviously. But you post it up there for the Solana price of its value, and then they will purchase it. So there's that, and then you can also, so there's supposed to be each of the SFCS events posting about this so that way people know about it for when they get their deck codes. But I don't know how much it's been actually happening because up until last week, I did not know about it. I just happened to see someone posted it and clicked on it to see what it was, and I was shocked. And then Shaw was talking about it, explaining some stuff for it, and then I jumped in after he explained how it works. So, yeah. So I'll have a link to this, like I said, but do want to pull up the cards real quick so you can see them in case you don't know what they are. But obviously Raycor, he's a Tooth and Claw legendary. He's really awesome. I only had a couple of him, period, throughout my whole collection. And there's some really fun things you can do with him. I think it was Mr. Huat who found a really cool combination with one of the Forgeborn abilities for Nyx. I think it was Nyx with Raycor. And he might even had a video up on X for it or something at some point. But it was a really cool concept. Really enjoyed that. So I think he's a real cool card if you can get him in a good Dino deck. Of course, you're probably going to want a Rax Patriarch in there with him, but take what you can get, right? So we have Raycor. He's one of them. I mentioned Ira. So she's in Beakers and Bones. She's the Aloyan legendary. And then she converts over to Irax Unbound at level 3. She just turns to Irax, I think, at the lower levels. She becomes instead of stealth creature, she becomes a breakthrough creature, I believe. It's kind of I didn't have any good Ira decks, so I turned in the 2 I had. And then the last card available that, to my knowledge, is Verdantis. He's, of course, a Shadows over Solus legendary, and he's a Beast Spirit. He gets counters for creatures coming into play adjacent to him, and then you activate him, and you can read his card there. His third token ability, or in his level 3 version, strikes up to 2 enemy creatures. That is huge. If you can get him out there and you've got something that can play a bunch of minions next to him, I mean, that's awesome. If you've got him, he gets +5/+5, and then he can strike 2 creatures. So it's 17 striking. You can clear a couple lanes. Just awesome. Like I said, I don't have many of him, so but you might, or who knows, maybe you don't and you want to pull some packs to get some. So that is a possibility, and I just wanted to share with everyone that those are the 3 cards still available. When they get maxed out, they'll start a new season, and we'll have 5 new cards hopefully to put bounties on, pull new packs, and see who can't claim the bounties. They do check the dates on the decks, so if you're trying to pull a fast one, you can't. They do check the dates on the decks on the back end. So you can see that information. If it's a physical deck, you get it when you scan it into your account. It has a date. Digital decks have a code you can't see, a date code you can't see, that they have access to. So there's that. But otherwise, that's all there really is right now. There's not a whole lot going on. I'm hopeful that this week we get a patch, maybe some bug fixes. I'm hopeful for the patch, because that means we'll probably get a mobile patch as well, which is the one I really want, because I really think the mobile client it's basically right there ready for an expanded group of players. I've been using it in the evenings to play away from the computer, and I've been playing on lunch breaks at work, playing in events with it with little to no issues. There is a current issue with the campaign that wasn't there before. There are some UI graphical things they need to kind of fix a little bit, but if they're just looking for a larger test group, I think it's ready for it. And hopefully with that larger test group, they can find more bugs if there are bugs. But there's been very few, and it's really... It's in a really good state, in my opinion. I'm really impressed with how far it's come along, and how fast it's come along. So kudos to that team who's been working on that. I don't know who's been working on it besides. I just know Gary Arant has been part of that, and I don't know who else is working on it on their team. But kudos to them. They deserve big credit for that. What I might try to do is, it's hard. I don't know how. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to get some gameplay footage. I know I had some for iOS initially for the tutorial. You still can't replay tutorial on it, but maybe I'll get some games in on it, and I'll get a recording of a whole match on there or something, just so you can see how it looks. It's going to be more of a landscape view. There are some differences, very minor in my opinion. There are some differences with how you play, but the only way you're going to learn that is by actually doing it and just playing and learning through that. But it's not so bad. Once you learn it, it's really not so bad. It does take a little bit different when you're used to clicking point and click versus dragging a lot more. But like I said, it's in a really good place, and I'm really looking forward to them expanding that group of testers, because I think after that, you do a month or two of those extended testers, you're going to be ready for a drop of the mobile release, hopefully. And I really, really, really hope that they're going to time it with the next set release, Set 5. We don't know the name of Set 5. We don't know what's going to be in Set 5. But I'm really hopeful that Set 5 timing and the mobile release are right there together. Whether that's mobile release and then a week later Set 5, I don't know. But that would be freaking perfect in my opinion. And I really can't wait for it to go live, and I can't wait for the next set either. But yeah, really excited for it. And if you've been looking forward to mobile, it's coming along really well. I don't know on the iOS side how that's going. I haven't been able to test it since the first release. I think they got more restrictive with who can do it and whatnot. That might be an Apple thing, but hopefully that's been going well. I know the Android side is very, very good. So, like I said, it's been all positive within the game. A little slow on the bug fixes maybe and things of that nature. But it's December, it's the holiday season, so cutting them a little slack. But otherwise, these SFCS events have been tremendous, and kudos to the 100X team for putting it all together and running them and organizing all that and really taking heading that up. And then the mobile testing that's been going on, kudos to the team that's been working on that. I'm really hopeful that you get another patch out. We can test it over the holidays, and after the holidays, you open it up to way more people. That's my hope. That's on my Christmas list from SBE, I guess. We'll see what happens, but I guess I'll have another video next week to cover the finals. It'll be probably a short video on how the finals works, because I'll be out of town after that. But if I don't catch you next week, if you don't see my video or whatnot, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I do have streams going on throughout this week and some next week, so I'll be winding things down. But after Christmas, it's going to be very minimal. After that, I will be trying to stream the finals and recording those matches, but otherwise, I won't be on a whole lot. So if I don't see you guys, take care, have a happy holiday, and I'll see you guys hopefully in the new year.